folks, and welcome to another Saturday morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
I'm Benjamin.
Yeah.
We're doing it again.
Wait, and this topic came up. I don't know how. How'd this topic come up?
We're in the middle of one of the podcasts a few weeks ago.
Did we talk about this?
Yes.
We did.
We
Okay,
did.
so...
we were talking about childhood memories in elementary school.
All right.
And I said that one of the best parts of third grade for me, Miss Terrell's class, was the Choose Your Own Adventure books that were available to read.
And then after the podcast was over, we talked about we should do this. We should read one of these
get one
books.
of those, yeah.
My
and
dad
you've been
still
hunting
has...
eBay lately, but you found that it's in your dad's place.
My dad has had 3 different copies of older ones. We had several, but I can only find 3. I'm sure if I dug some more, I could find some more. But there were 3 of them. And I took a picture, and you said this one, The Mystery of the Secret Room. By the way, spoilers on this book.
What?
We're going to tell them how to choose their own adventure.
Yeah, we're going to choose this adventure.
But we thought it would be fun to read through this and choose the adventure where you would die horribly. If anyone doesn't know, back in the day, you'd read this book, but you don't read it page for page. At every couple of pages, probably 1 or 2, you had to make a choice. I know the intro was the longest thing in this.
How is it that these aren't more popular, that we have to explain what these are?
I don't know. This is
really
crazy that these still aren't around, like the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew. These should be just in with all those.
I feel like that, too.
Now, it does have a little board game now, of course, a Choose Your Own Adventure board game at Target, I see.
Same thing.
It's not the same. Reading the book is so... They used to be fun. We're going to find out for sure, but
we'll find out.
I don't know what we're going to... The title will be decided by the time this podcast is over, but you had a great title. Do you remember what it was after the podcast? He said Saturday morning Samoflange, live, die, repeat.
Live, die, repeat. Exactly. Because we wanted to see how many times we could die and treat this like a Tom Cruise movie.
Exactly. We wanted to also see, it may be called The Mystery of the Secret Room. I don't know. But on this cover...
Well, I think that
Now go ahead, describe the cover. Describe the cover.
It's a boy...
And why I picked out 3.
You did.
There may have been 4, but A Spy for George Washington was the one I threw out because I was like, that's historical. And I said, that won't be as fun.
It's not trying to teach me something. I don't care about that as much.
Okay.
This probably will teach me something, too, because I think I told you that I learned that you can't drink salt water from one of these books because, it's like you're stranded on a raft in the middle of the ocean and you have 2 choices. You can either wait for something to happen or you can drink the water, that's everywhere. And it quoted the classic poem, this was water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. And I thought that was great. And I said, okay, well, drink the water. I don't want to just sit here and die. So I drank the water and I died. And of course, and I was like, that's not fair because, if you choose the other ending or the other choice, then a ship comes to rescue you like in the next moment. And I'm like, well, that's a bunch of crap. So it didn't give me any logical thing to go on, it felt like. But then I realized that you will just don't drink the salt water. You can't
don't drink the salt water. Now, I'll be honest, I did, and I need to go back and see what the 3 pictures I took of you.
So this is Choose Your Own Adventure number 63, it looks like.
There was Volcano, which was, it was either this one or Volcano was what I would have picked, because they both look fun. Volcano, you're on an island, looks like a sword, looks like a ghost. So I was like, that looks awesome. But this one with the griffin on it, and it looks like a poor man's Harry Potter adventure.
It does.
It really does
look like
a
really bad illustration of some Harry Potter. Not even really bad. I could never do this.
It's like, no offense, but if a third world country made a Harry Potter ripoff, this is what it would look like.
That's exactly what this is. You're the star of the story. Choose from 24 possible endings.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought that there were just like multiple ways to get to the ending.
Yeah.
But there are 24 possible endings.
Well, some of them aren't good.
Does that mean just death by 23?
Oh, it's going to be death for 23 of those. No, I think there may have been more than one
That's what I'm
happy
wondering.
ending.
So, Mystery of the Secret Room by Ellen Kushner. And it's got this little, like fake Harry Potter on an umbrella, like Mary Poppins' umbrella. It's got the beak and everything, and it's on I said a sphinx at first when I texted you back because I hated that stupid sphinx, but I think this is a griffin now that I looked at it again.
That's a griffin now, yeah.
Because the sphinx is the one that asks you riddles.
Yes.
And that was the one, if there's one you find about a sphinx, or if anyone in the comments knows about the Choose Your Own Adventure book where you had to get past the sphinx.
I'm sure they have one.
I feel like that's the one that drove me crazy because I hated that stupid sphinx and I couldn't get past him.
Oh, wait a minute. There is one. You had one as a kid. You read through one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is one
I'm
that
sure
exists,
we could find these.
And I chose this this one because it felt like I had a memory of this cover. But
the third book I just looked up was Return to the Cave of Time that I showed, and I was like, that sounds interesting, but it didn't have that cool cover. This one had the neatest cover.
And it's got some like weird castle and like some little fairies and from stuff like Fraggle Rock in it. Who knows what else? So illustrated by Judith Mitchell.
It's a cross between a treasure troll and Link from Zelda.
No offense, Judith Mitchell. I mean, it's cheesy cover art, but it's 80s. And it's great. What else we got here?
So what we're going to do is we're going to read through some of this. We're going to choose some adventures. We're going to die, and we'll probably make this a two-parter because if we enjoy it, we may do more of this.
What I did like is on the back that there's an
ad
for Escape from Tenopia, book 1, and then it's a summarization, and then
book 2,
book 3.
So you got to make it to to the sequel. It doesn't even end. You got to make it to the sequel.
Dang,
that's hard.
I never realized that some of these were serialized.
You think just one book? You're playing this on easy level.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Okay, so on page 2, 3, Bantam Books on the Choose Your Own Adventure series. Ask your bookseller for the books you may have missed.
Well, if you look, that's number 61. That's book number 61.
63.
Oh, 63. Excuse me.
This is incredible. So they have the listing of the other 62.
Yeah.
On this
so you can collect them all.
The Cave of Time is the first one. Is that the one you just said?
Oh, shut up.
That's number 1.
I didn't know that.
Wow. Maybe we should go with
We should have gone with Cave of Time. That's all right. That's all right. We got this one.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
Cave of Time is number 1.
I didn't realize that.
That is amazing. Okay. The Third Planet from Altair, Deadwood City, Who Killed Harlow Thrombey. These look fantastic. I would read all of these.
Well, let's go ahead.
The opening page is a ring of keys with a lizard stuck to them and with no explanation whatsoever.
Then there's the warning about not reading this book in order.
Is that
all of them have that?
Do they? Okay, this is the dedication, and then recommended for what is the age? Recommended for 10 and up, and that may be why I got so frustrated with these because if I was in 3rd grade, I would have been 8. And so
no wonder you died so many times. You were prepared for this.
I wasn't prepared for this kind of.
By the way, folks, this is what the Never-Ending Story never existed, but this was the closest thing we had. You lived the adventure here.
This is exactly
you lived
right.
the adventure.
That was what I think prompted that memory because we talked about the Never-Ending Story not too long ago.
Yeah.
So page 1, warning, all caps.
There it is.
Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end.
Don't do it.
These pages contain many different adventures that you have when you open one of the mysterious boxes in a secret room. As you read along, you will be able to make choices, and the adventures you have will be the result of those choices.
I remember there was like a little puzzle cube, but if you solved it, a guy with chains would drag you to hell.
What?
A Hellraiser.
Like
I'm sorry. That's
got me. Okay, I'm invested already. You had me already.
That little pinhead. Okay, so go ahead.
Which of the 3 boxes will you open, and what will you encounter? A being from the past, the future, or a world that never was?
Oh.
Think carefully before you make a choice. Then follow the instructions to see what happens to you next, but be warned. The boxes inside the secret room will allow you to change time, and those who change time often find themselves changed.
I don't think I want to do this. Is this a warning? Are we changing time here?
That was it. We're literally we're violating the Temporal Prime Directive on page 1.
Temporal Prime Directive.
Right off the bat.
All right, let's do it. Let's get dangerous.
Should we start with page 1? Oh, we have a choice at the beginning of page 1. So it's a little bit long, but it's the page. Your great Aunt Celia has always been a little unusual. She lives in a big old house at the end of town. People say she's weird, but you're not her favorite relative, so you always defend her.
Yeah.
Oh, but you are her favorite relative, so you always defend her. In fact, she's fond of telling you that you are the only one in the whole family with 2 brains to rub together. Nice. Aunt Celia's house is filled with exotic things. In her garden there are strange herbs and plants like rhubarb and deadly nightshade. She has a Venus flytrap in the kitchen and a wonderful collection of shrunken heads from Borneo. Ugh. All right, it's got some Harry Potter-esqueness going to it already. And last winter, when she went off on an expedition to the Himalayas to hunt for the abominable snowman, she brought you back a yak sing rug and some photos. She says that they are of the abominable snowman, but you can't help but wonder if you're looking at the result of specks on the camera lens. Now great Aunt Celia has gone off on another expedition, but this time she wouldn't tell you what it was. She's left you the keys to the house and a list, as long as your arm, of things for you to take care of while she's gone. To begin, to begin with, you have to keep the Venus flytrap and the garden watered. Then you have to feed the toucan, the Siamese fighting fish, the boa constrictor, the white mice, and the cat.
I'm glad she thinks I'm so responsible with all
That's what
this. The boa constrictor. Yeah.
Is this kid 10?
How old are we? Yeah.
At the bottom of this list is a note. If I am not back by the 31st, open the door with the lizard key and follow the new instructions. Do not open the door until then. Turn to page 2.
Okay, so
there is
this like a My First RPG?
That's what these are.
Yeah, you're making your choice. They're having us make the choices, then telling us where that choices are leading us.
I believe it was the last podcast I talked about how much time I spent in the hospital as a kid with my feet and my surgeries and such.
Yeah,
I was promised, if you'd be good and do well and do everything the doctors tell you, you can have XYZ gift.
Yeah.
And the choice that I made over everything else was I wanted a Nintendo, but I didn't want Super Mario Brothers. And this was after the time you could get a Nintendo, but you didn't have to choose Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. You remember the combo cartridge? It had to come with that at first, right? But they had made it cheaper, and then you could choose between a selection of certain games as like your starter game.
Right on.
Final Fantasy was mine that I'd never played an RPG in my life, but Final Fantasy was the one that intrigued the heck out of me. The very first Final Fantasy game. I was fascinated by the premise.
My co-host on Prince of the Universe, he played them. He loved the first 3 were on Nintendo.
First 2 were. First one was Nintendo. The next two were on Super Nintendo. I believe.
Yes, and he loves the Super Nintendo ones.
Yes.
He said those were the best.
Those are the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. Some of the best storylines ever. Like Final Fantasy 3 in the States was part 6 in Japan.
Final Fantasy, when it started just blowing up, was 7 or something.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7 was when it hit big.
But he said he stopped a long time ago. He said because the first 3 were where he loved.
That's what I replay over and over again.
Yeah, he said those are his favorite.
I will dabble in the newer ones, but nothing compares to those first 3 games.
That's what he said too.
Mind-blowingly good.
Yeah, I think 3 was his favorite.
3 is the best story. Best villain. The bad guy literally splits the world in half and wins. Like, it's amazing. It's incredible.
Okay, let's split the world in half.
Great Aunt Celia. This is rougher than I thought it would be. Great Aunt Celia's enormous key ring is full of keys of all different shapes and sizes. Most of them... You know where most of them belong, from a large key to the front door to a tiny key in the spice cabinet, but you've always wondered what door the lizard key fits. Small key, shaped like a lizard, with the shank of the key and the lizard's tail. The shank of the key at the lizard ended.
Got it.
And you try on every door in the house, but it doesn't fit any of the keyholes. You wonder what will happen if Aunt Celia isn't back by the 31st, and you still can't find the door. The days pass. Every day after school, you go faithfully to Great Aunt Celia's house to make sure everything was taken care of. You want to make sure to find all her plants and animals healthy when she returns, so you do get a scare when one of the white mice seems to be missing from the glass cage, but the cat and the snake seem to be as hungry as ever.
Oh my.
Finally, the white mouse reappears with 8 spotted tiny baby mice, so you know where it's been. Oh my.
Oh my.
And as the 31st gets ever nearer, there's still no word from Great Aunt Celia, not even a postcard. You try not to worry. She could turn up at the last minute. Mm-hmm. She doesn't.
Oh no.
The 31st has come and gone. You read her note again. You decide to hunt one last time for the door to the lizard key. You think you'll have a better chance of finding Aunt Celia in the hands of Never if you go by way of the magic box she set up herself. You can take the parrot head umbrella, that's what I was talking about, Mary Poppins, and the griffin with you into the secret room under the stairs. How does this kid have a parrot head umbrella and because you know what? I already screwed it up. What? It's not. There's no warning for me. It just says at the bottom of page 2, turn to page 21. So you have to make sure to look.
You need to look.
There was a.
It's okay.
There's no defined, be sure to do this sort of thing.
Okay.
Although the big giant warning in the very first page that says, don't read this straight through, just told me, and I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Right here.
Look at those, read
Turn
those
to page 21.
All right, so we're turning to page 21. 2. Back up. Go on to page 21.
They have to do that on purpose. If you don't, the first one must not give it away. They must want you to be confused, right off the bat, wait a second.
Right. All right, let's go. We're fine. We got this.
You're beginning to wonder if there's a secret room behind some paneling or something. Because you do. You decide to tap the walls and see if you can find a hollow spot. Mm-hmm. As you go into the big hall... Did you ever do that as a kid? Look for secret rooms in your house?
No.
You're like...
No, there was no secret rooms in our house.
There's no secret nothing in this place. As you go down into the big hall staircase, you realize for the first time that your feet make a hollow noise on the stairs. Okay. Curious, You stand to the side of the staircase and look down. Sure enough, there's a door in the hall paneling. You think, that's funny. I never noticed that door before. And I've been in the hallway at least 100 times. There must be a secret room hidden under the stairs. More Harry Potter all the time. You fit the lizard's tail into the lock. The metal key in your hand grows warm. It feels as if a tiny animal is wriggling in your palm. You must be imagining things. You turn the key and open the door. Turn to page 25.
Okay.
Okay, here's our first choice.
Okay, here we go. We're reading it and giving a choice, right?
The room under the stairs is small, with a sloped ceiling where the stairs are. There is, of course, no window, so it's very dark. You flick on the light. There's nothing in the room but a large, old wooden table. There are 3 boxes in it, marked past, never, and future.
Wait, where's Bob Barker? I got 3 choices. I need Bob Barker in this. Let's make a deal. Come on, let's do it.
3 boxes are marked past, never, and future. Propped up in front of the middle box is an envelope with your name on it. This must contain the new instructions Aunt Celia's note told you to follow. You rip open the envelope and read the letter inside. Open one, but only one, of the boxes. The house is yours. Enjoy yourself. Fondly, Cecilia. A million questions race through your head. Is Aunt Celia dead? Or has she gone off to live in Timbuktu or something? Could she be in trouble? Will your parents let you keep the house? You're pretty sure they won't let you live in it alone. Wow. You hope that one of the boxes explains Aunt Celia's disappearance, but which one should you open? If you open the box marked past, turn to page 91. For the box marked never, page 31. For the box marked future, page 60.
Okay, so this is actually
this is random at first.
This is not like good choice, bad choice.
No.
This is what adventure do you want to go on?
And this would be the first place that the book would divert and change, and you'd be like, it's going to be totally different now.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this one truthfully.
Should we go chronologically?
Let's say. No, truthfully, if it was me.
Yeah. Oh,
I had 3 boxes.
That's a good way to think about this. We need to put ourselves in the audience.
I had 3 boxes.
3 boxes.
Past, never, and future.
I want to go to the future.
I'd want to go to the past.
8-year-old me wants to go to the future. Because I've seen Back to the Future Part 2, and it's amazing.
Okay, well, you know what that means.
What?
We're going to never.
Because we have to choose the wrong one, right?
No. You want to go to the future. I said past.
Yeah, so there we go.
So we're going never.
The audience, and show me never.
Show me never. Oh, wait. Hey, I forgot to mark this. What page was that we had to make that choice? That way we can always back up.
Page 25. This is
gotta leave those breadcrumbs.
Our first rip in the space-time continuum occurs in page 25. Quite ironically, about going to the future and past and never.
All right.
Okay, so never is on page 31. So
never.
All right, it looks bad already. There's a giant bird and 3 boxes, and one you're holding the never box. You already know the past, and you don't think you want to know the future. No. So you open the box labeled never. You're almost knocked backwards by a burst of air. Flapping wings rise up out of the box.
Shut up, we got the bird.
We did. Attached to the strangest looking creature you've ever seen. It opens its beak and squeaks, "Blast! And I was just about to get that crocodile." You stare. The creature is about as big as a lion, with a lion's tail and paws, but it has a sort of eagle's head with wings. No wonder the box is labeled never.
I never saw this coming.
Such a creature would never have existed outside the pages of a book, but here it is, hovering over your head and in your Aunt Celia's house.
This is great.
It looks down and sees you. "Hello," it says. "Are you a kind of new crocodile?" "No," you answer. "I'm a human being." "Ah, yes," it says. "I'm meat. I met one of those only last week. Are you good to eat?" Not particularly," you say hastily. "Neither was it. At least it wasn't. It said it wasn't. And then it hit me on the nose with some kind of stick with a funny handle. Are you planning to hit me on the nose?" "Well, not unless you're going to try to eat me." "Good. Then I'll come down. My wings are getting tired. Hovering, which is staying in one place in the air without moving, is much more tiring than flying. I'll try to remember that." Turn to page 6.
I'm going to name him Turkey.
I like it. Here's another choice coming up at the bottom. "You seem surprised to see me," the creature observes. "Aren't you used to working magic?" "Is that what I've done, you ask?" It cocks its head to one side. "Well, it certainly felt like magic to me. I'd never traveled so fast on my own. As I said, one moment I was about to swoop down on a crocodile, and the next you were here, you finish. What are you, anyway? A creature looks offended. I am a griffin. A young one, it is true. I have not yet reached my 300th birthday, so I'm still rather small. I am a growing griffin, and I need my regular meals. Do you know where I can find food? What do you like to eat besides crocodiles? I like meat. You get the feeling that this griffin, unless you stop it, will eat anything that moves. You'll have to figure out some way to keep it fed, or it might even go after the mailman. The question is, where are you going to keep it? If you take the griffin home with you, turn to page 100. This is on page 6, by the way.
Okay.
If you leave the griffin in Aunt Celia's house, turn to page 13.
This is page what we're on?
We're on page 6.
Okay. So the two choices was
take it home
and leave it there. We can't take this thing home.
Can't take it home.
We can't take it home. I can't explain this to Mom.
No, your mom don't want to get eaten either.
I bet.
So we need to take it home.
I bet J.K. Rowling loved this as a child.
It really sounds like it. It really has all the vibe of Harry Potter.
Are you a muggle? She said.
Is this...
Okay, so I think we keep it.
Let's take it home.
What?
Let's take it home. Just see, because we're trying to choose the awfulness and see how bad we can make this, right?
All right, F it. Take it home.
Would 10-year-old you take it home? No, I think we would be the same way. There's no way we would let our parents see this.
Well, let's walk through it the real way then.
You want to do it the real way?
Let's do it the real way.
We've already opened the box named Never.
I know, but that's because we had two different decisions. We made two different calls.
Okay.
What do you say? Let's leave it. Let's do it. Let's leave it there. Let's go.
Let's leave it there. Turn to page 13.
All right. I'm excited. If we don't die through this, we'll be pretty good. I'll be honest with you. If we can make it through this on one try,
that is one thing I do remember about these.
I've never done it.
No, you always want to. You always die somehow, and that's why I think I got so mad about the ocean water thing, because I got through the whole first half and then died because of that.
To be honest, since we found the griffin on the cover, I think we're in good shape.
You're probably right.
I think we're on the right track. I think we go into the future, we would have died, and the past would have died too.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe we do need to take it home. We need to go against our instinct.
No. I think if we make it through this safe, we'll go back and kill ourselves a billion times. Let's see if we can do this. I've never solved one of these the first time through, and as a kid, that bothered me.
So let me ask you
I used to cheat.
Here's the thing: Groundhog Day.
I used to read the first paragraph, and I saw things were going bad. I'd change my mind.
And then they would trick you with that though too, because they would have a bad part of the paragraph. I can't remember,
but I always
and then it would turn out to be the right thing to do. But they would do that to you. I remember that. So let me ask you that though. This is a good question with these choosing of choices. Now, if you've seen the movie Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, it's one of his most famous ones. If you had that sprung upon you, would you not just what he did? And there's a scene in the movie where he dies every possible way. Like, he was suicidal because he was so depressed, but also like he kind of was having fun with it, And so, like, would you do that?
If you were go up to the hottest chick in town, say, "What's your name? What school did you go to?"
No. If you knew you couldn't die, and no matter what, you were going to wake up in the morning with Sonny and Cher singing and put your little hand in mine.
I wouldn't. I would break every rule. I would break. Yeah. I wouldn't kill myself, but I would break every rule.
Of course.
Like remember him eating one of everything.
Yeah.
Go stealing the groundhog.
Of course.
I would be ruckus. End up in jail, and then wake up in my bed the next morning.
You would just be a nightmare, a terror. But you wouldn't do the thing where you tried to die every which way.
I wouldn't try to die any which way. Of course.
You're not there, but
no, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
Just to see what it would be like to get run over by a train?
No.
Something?
It would hurt. I know it would hurt. All those things would hurt, and I don't want to hurt. So if I die by accident, I die by accident. But the thing is, though, I would... I would do crazy stuff here and there.
Yeah, God, yes.
And see what happens, obviously.
That was such a good movie for that reason, I think.
There's so many... You never saw Stargate, right?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay.
It's on the list.
There's a live die.
I've seen Stargate the movie.
There's a live die repeat episode that, of course, is hilarious.
The Stargate movie we talked about was French Stewart. That I couldn't get past him not being on Third Rock from the Sun, but I'd never watched the TV show. I watched parts of Stargate Atlantis, but I fast forward to the ones with Jewel State in them.
And oddly enough, he came back.
Did he really?
Stargate. He's the third spin-off. No, the third TV series. He came back as a guest star.
Which one was that?
Stargate Universe.
Okay.
And he played a different character, but I was like, because
should I start watching Stargate?
I love Stargate. Really? I think you would like Stargate.
All the iterations?
Yeah, I'd start with SG-1.
All right.
Because it has that next generation, those sci-fi feels back then.
Of course.
And it has that next generation feel, and it has some interesting characters, and it has an interesting world. I'm reading. We're getting off topic here, but Babylon 5.
I don't think anybody who listens to this podcast is uninterested.
I know, for real. I'm rewatching Babylon 5. Did you ever watch?
Never watched Babylon 5.
It's actually really good.
Really?
I'm really surprised.
All right.
It's actually really good.
That's my question to the listeners.
I think it came out at the same time as Deep Space Nine, unfortunately.
Well, that's what I'm watching right now.
Deep Space Nine is excellent.
Oh, so good.
Excellent.
So that's where I am. I'll ask that to the people on the comments. Like, should I start watching Stargate? And then should I just watch from the beginning?
Should he watch? Well, yeah, I think so. I think you start SG-1. There may be some Atlantis fools here, and they're right. Atlantis is a great spinoff and definitely something to watch.
Sure.
Next, after SG-1.
After SG-1, okay.
Or flip them in, at what, 7th season of SG-1, that's when Atlantis started, so then you could go back and forth and watch them. You don't have to, because they only cross over once at the beginning.
Wow, really? I didn't realize
and then they don't cross over anymore.
It's a totally split thing.
Totally split, totally separate. It was just to introduce, they introduced them, I think, in an SG-1 episode, or maybe they crossed over in the SG-1 episode. There's an SG-1 episode that takes place before Atlantis begins, and that is the beginning of Atlantis.
Oh, nice.
A new team is sent to this new site they found.
Okay.
And then they get shot out into super outer space.
You know what's great about that is that Jewel State from Firefly is one of my favorite actresses.
She's in Atlantis.
She's really fun, right? And
so is
related to that is I went to Comic-Con in Salt Lake and I got to meet William Shatner there and get his autograph. And I bought a picture of him as Denny Crane from Boston Legal because I didn't really like Boston Legal as the show. I liked him in that show. Yeah. And if there was an episode that didn't have him in it, I didn't really like it. And I bought a picture of him as Denny Crane, and I asked him to sign it as Denny Crane. But so he signed it like kind of automatically because he was just, one at a time. There, here we go, William Shatner. And he also signed it as Denny Crane for me. He was a little confused, but then I told him how much I liked Boston Legal and his character on there. And so I was planning on doing the same thing with Jewel State, and I bought a picture of her from Atlantis, but I was going to have her sign it as like Kaylee or something like that from Firefly. And I got up to the table where she was, and she's so gorgeous, and I was just so starstruck. And that doesn't normally happen to me, but I was just so flabbergasted. And thank goodness the person with me was able to carry the conversation along something else, because and that never happens to me. But dang, Jewel, you're amazing. So
wow,
that said,
also the doctor from Voyager is in Atlantis for the last episode, the last season. Robert Picardo's, I think, in the last season, I think.
He's fantastic.
But he is good.
I know you love him.
He plays a different character. He's the only good thing about Voyager.
Okay, He's not the only good thing. Okay, so we're on page 13.
All right, so what are we doing?
We're told to Griffin, I can't fix it so you never have to do any more hovering. In fact, you don't have to hunt. If you stay in this house, I'll bring you all the food you need. Good, says the Griffin. I like this house. It's full of magic, especially this room. I like this room. No one could find this room if you didn't want them to. How do you know that, you ask? The Griffin ruffles its feathers. I am a magic creature myself. I know it when I feel it. I know you are not magic, but someone or something around here is. My great aunt, you explain. It's her house. I'm beginning to get the feeling that she was a lot more than she seemed, and I wish that she were here to explain a few things. You show the Griffin around the house. Its claws. What a great sentence is that right there.
I know.
You show the Griffin around the house.
You show him around the house.
Its claws make a clicking sound on the wooden floors. You hope it doesn't scratch the furniture. You also introduce it to Aunt Celie's animals and explain that they are not to be eaten. It has a long conversation with the cat, but you can't understand a word of it. Turn to page 81.
Okay.
Wow, we're flipping almost all the way to the back here.
It's funny because it's a page at a time.
Right. Okay, right. So we have a choice at the bottom. Later that afternoon, you go to the grocery store to look for meat to feed the Griffin. Meat is expensive. You plan to buy hamburger meat because it's what your mother used to make an inexpensive dinner with. Meatloaf. And hamburgers on sale this week for $1.59 a pound.
Wow.
You have $10.
Yeah.
Who is this kid with $10? Back in what year was this? Did we even say?
This is in the 80s.
This had to be. Where's the copyright?
This is mid 80s, I bet. Late 80s, mid to late 80s.
Books. Where
copyright win.
Here we go.
He has $10.
1986. $10 and 86. 10-year-old.
Okay, that's fine.
He must have been mowing some yards.
$10. I had 10. You know what I bought with $10? 2 cans of muscle figures. Garbage cans, those little Mighty Muscle figures. You know, the little wrestlers, the plastic little wrestlers, the muscles.
What?
Muscle men? You never had muscle men?
No. What are muscle men? We need to do that as another top 5 podcast.
I don't even...
Because the first thing comes to my mind is like Garbage Pail Kids.
No, the
muscle men.
little PVC wrestling characters that came in a plastic trash can or a little 4-pack.
Bruh.
With a board.
I think we're starting to understand where your WrestleMania obsession comes from.
What?
No.
Anyway, all right.
Okay, so that's...
I thought you were a child back then. I'm sorry.
I guess I was.
Okay. All right. So anyway, go on.
That means you can afford about 6 pounds of hamburger.
I'm glad they did the math for us. They knew these kids were too stupid.
We're not in here for that.
Yeah.
You wonder if that's going to be enough food, because if you have to read this 1,000 times, you're probably going to learn some math automatically.
All right.
You wonder what's going...
It's funny because this was I thought they were going to ask us a math question.
Right.
Here. I was like, wait, this shouldn't be educational.
No, they shouldn't do that.
Come on, don't be educational.
What's going to be enough food for the griffin? What does a crocodile weigh? You don't know, but it's going to be more than 6 pounds. Of course, that's counting bones and skin and scales and all that stuff, which the griffin may just spit out. Maybe it would just really enjoy some premium ground beef. 6 pounds of pure meat. But what if it wants more? You decide to look at the pet food section. Here, the prices are much better. A big 18-ounce can of dog food costs only 50 cents. That's less than 50 cents a pound right there. We're still doing that. This is great. Teaching us how to shop.
Yeah.
That's great. You could afford to feed the griffin a lot of dog food. But would a mythical creature that's used to fresh crocodile be happy with canned dog food? Maybe you just better get 1 can and find out. If you buy the hamburger, turn to page 36. If you buy a can of dog food, turn to page 65.
Okay. I'm going to say we're going to buy the meat. And here's why.
Because we're not going to give you the can open?
Because he's going to eat. He's taking one sniff of dog food, and he's eating us. And I am not going to be eaten by no dadgum griffin in this book. Okay? I don't want to see my little sausage entrails being gobbled up by that griffin. That's the last thing I'm going to see.
Page 81, and try not to make it look too much like an entrail when you write the 8.
Page 81. Yeah. And we're getting him meat,
that's
right? We're getting him
buy the hamburger. Turn to page 36.
Okay.
I hope none of the pages are missing.
I hope No. Those should be complete.
You buy that hamburger and take it back to the house. Cow, the griffin says happily. I haven't had cow in ages. But someone's already been chewing this. It's a machine, you say quickly. It ground up the meat. It's just something we do to meat to make it easier to digest. The griffin swallows the hamburger meat in one big bite. That was good. What else do you have? You're thinking, oh, great. The griffin's going to eat up my entire allowance for the next 10 years. But you only say, I'll get you more later. Good, says the griffin. Now it wants a drink of water. What is this?
We can give it some water.
You decide to take it upstairs so it can drink out of the bathtub.
Just think, 10 years later, we had Digipets.
I think we chose right. On the landing, it sees an umbrella stand and lets out a squawk. That's it! That's the stick the human hit me with. It's only Great Aunt Celia's second best umbrella, the black one with the parrot head handle. Her best one is green. She probably took the green one with her on our trip, you think. I should have known, the griffin says, dancing nervously. Magic, magic everywhere. It's just an old umbrella, you say, reaching for it to show the griffin. Don't touch that, it shouts. Page 58. So maybe we have the umbrella already. The griffin from the cover. We're set.
Winning.
So you hold the parrot head umbrella in your hand. Don't wave that around, the griffin says. The brass parrot beak opens. Yes, it agrees. Okay, I don't know what to do with this parrot, and I feel like that I've been doing the parrot voice, but
okay, that's fine.
I am very old, and I can't take much excitement. You almost dropped the umbrella in surprise. Did you speak? You ask it. I did. You are my new owner. I take it. I guess so. No one knows where Aunt Celia is. Oh, one thing is certain, says the parrot head. She's not in this world. You sigh. More magic, right? Well, of course, the parrot head umbrella says primly. Don't look so downcast. I am an oracle, and I can answer any question you put to me. If you want to know more about the power of the house, turn to page 8. If you want to ask the parrot head where Aunt Celia is, turn to page 104.
Okay. So, it's 1986, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask him I want to ask him where Cindy Crawford is.
Wow, yeah.
It's 1986.
She's drinking Pepsi on the set of a commercial right now.
That looks so good.
That changed Pepsi. I'm telling you, it's the best thing Pepsi ever did.
Pepsi was the pinnacle.
Right. I mean, that was good. But
that's why I still drink Pepsi today. You think I'm joking? There's some Pepsi.
Pepsi, and they have
I may get one.
Yeah,
I may have to get one right now.
Okay,
so anyway, all right. So they're Pepsi Zeros. But anyway,
I'm all down for that. That sounds great.
All right, we're gonna get us Pepsi Zero in a minute.
Take a commercial break. Brought to you by Pepsi Zero.
Okay, so here's the thing. The powers of the house is very interesting.
It is interesting,
but we are respectable lads.
Are we?
And well,
we just talked about how we would be complete terrors in Groundhog Day.
We did, but I'm trying to win this.
Here's my thought.
So I think we should find out where Aunt Celia is.
My natural impulsive first thought was to ask about the house because
mine was too.
I wanted to see. I know the Griffin's still hungry, and I want to see if there's like some magic water around or something or whatever else. I don't know, but
wait. So we ask about the magical house a little bit.
But the parrot says that it is an oracle that knows everything, and he will answer any question put to him.
We should find out where Aunt Celia went.
He says, I am an oracle, and I can't... Okay, well,
because things are getting a little crazy.
I think this is a tricky jerk. So I am an oracle. Here's what he specifically said. And I can answer any question you put to me. That's what he said. That's all he says. I am an oracle, and I can answer any question you put to me. That sounds wordy, tricky. I don't believe it for a second. That makes me think of that Sphinx that I was angry about. What are you thinking?
Where's my aunt, you son of a... Let's do it. Okay. Let's. What page is this?
Okay, this
Decision number 4.
58.
Page 58.
If you want to ask the parrot head where Aunt Celia is, turn to page 104.
We need to find Aunt Celia, because things are getting crazy. She can help us.
Aunt Celia is not in this world, you echo. Oh, Aunt Celia is not in this world, you echo. Then where is she? As far as I can tell, says the parrot head umbrella, or perhaps I should say as near as I can tell, my former mistress has gone somewhere that never was and never will be. I can't tell you exactly where, since of course she doesn't exist. It was much easier to find her when she went to the past or to the future. Naturally, finding her someplace like Borneo was a piece of cake. Yeah, I know.
So Aunt Celia was probably in the past or future. Okay.
You recognize the labels from the 3 boxes, past, future, and never.
Oh, we get a second shot.
Somehow, Aunt Celia's disappearance is connected with the boxes. But is she in trouble, or is she trapped in the hands of Never, you wonder? Or is she just taking a long vacation? You can't rest until you know that she's all right. But the umbrella can't tell you the answer. How do I get to where she is, you ask it.
Yeah.
But there are many ways to the worlds of Never, but they are dangerous, even for an advanced magician. But the Griffin came here from Never without any problem. Ah, yes, said the parrot head, the boxes. They are gateways, stargates, designed by my late mistress. The Never box can take you there, all right. In fact, you probably stand a better chance of finding her through the box, because it will be keyed to her essence. Oh my gosh, some dark crystalness going on. Essence! But the boxes can only be used by you once each way.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Getting back here will be hard. You will need my late mistress's help if you can find her. What if I travel both ways without the boxes, you ask? That's a more difficult skill to master, but it will leave you in complete control if you can handle it.
And now we gotta make the decision.
If you decide to use the box to get to Never, turn to page 3. If you want to learn how to travel by yourself, turn to page 74.
We need to learn, right?
That's what the parrot says.
Yeah, no, I'm trusting this parrot.
We need to learn.
We need to learn.
So on page 105.
We're page 105.
We're doing good. To learn how to travel by ourselves.
We've made 5 decisions so far.
74. We haven't died yet.
And we haven't died.
I'm surprised.
This is great. We're smart.
Ooh. Okay.
Right,
I was thinking this was a hefty...
This book is taking me places. Falcor! Okay, keep going.
You ask the magic parrot head umbrella to teach you how to travel to other worlds and times without using the 3 boxes. The lands of Never are easy, the parrot head explains. You just launch yourself into a place that doesn't exist. Of course, you have to be careful not to get stuck between here and there. It's harder when you don't know where you're going. You wonder if the parrot head is trying to confuse you on purpose. I'm trying to find Great Aunt Celia, you tell it. Then you must try to picture somewhere that she would like to be. Somewhere imaginary, you ask? But if you want to find her Never, then yes, Parrothead says, of course. If that is too difficult for your young and untrained mind, you could simply to form an image of her. Either way, you must follow the picture in your mind. Well, that sounds easy enough, you say. How do I get home? The same way, by picturing yourself there. But don't be too sure of yourself. If you cannot make the picture perfect in your mind, or if your concentration wavers so that you picture the wrong thing at the wrong time, the results could be unpleasant. So, do you think you can do it? You nod. I guess I have to. Yeah, because we don't have a choice at the bottom of this page. We have to turn 82.
I'm picturing me on a fence post with a friend of mine as a girl comes out of her car and goes up to a Pepsi vending machine.
Okay.
Is that it, Celia?
How about this? Picture yourself in a circle full of like rose petals or something with a parrot head beak, and you're standing in the center concentrating very hard. That's the illustration we have.
Okay.
Happening.
In the center of roses or whatever?
It's some kind of flowers. About to find out. Okay. We have 3 choices at the end of this one. So here's another big divergence in the space-time continuum. There is one other way, the parrot head says a little more kindly. You are a beginner. You could trust beginner's luck. Luck and magic work well together. That way you wouldn't have to worry about getting anything right. It's up to you.
That's a trap right there.
Right?
That is a trap I've ever heard.
The parrot head helps you when you get ready. You have to draw a giant circle of chalk on the floor and put special herbs all around it. Then you stand in the middle and decide how to go.
This is getting dangerous.
It's getting into Harry Potter land now.
Putting the chalk out.
All right.
Don't break the circle.
If you try to picture a place that Aunt Celia would like to be, turn to page 93. If you try to picture just Aunt Celia herself, turn to page 4. If you trust beginner's luck, turn to page 108.
No, that is a trap. That is a trap.
You think so? I straight up want to go to 108.
He kept building it up. No, he's trapping us. Okay, so what were the first 2?
So we're doing this for real now?
We're doing this for real.
Okay.
All right, so which
if 2? You try to picture a place that she would like to be, then page 93. If you try to picture her, then turn to page whatever. If you trust beginner's luck, go to page 108.
Shoot. Which one of the first 2?
I want to do 108. So it's up to you.
No, beginner's luck. He made it sound like it was good. It's not.
Do you have a quarter?
So I'm going to make the decision.
You better flip that M&M over.
No, hold on. Here's the deal.
Here it is.
Here's the deal.
If we choose...
I've got the Cub Scout patches here.
Weebelows.
Hold on, there's 3 choices, right?
Okay,
the Bobcat, the Wolf, and the Bear. The Bear is obviously the bad friggin' choice.
Doing this?
The Wolf is imagining just her, right? And the Bobcat is a place she'd like to be. Is that right?
All right, that sounds good.
All right. Hold on.
And we're shuffling under the table.
Shuffling.
Let's see what we can.
Hold on. I have a drawstring bag. Hold on, because there's only 3.
All right. This is fantastic. I feel like I need to send some shouts out to Ellen Kushner here. I wonder if she's still writing these. And
okay.
I really hope she is.
Okay.
Because we're having a great time, Ellen.
We got the bag here.
Okay. He really has them locked into the magic bag. Okay. Drawstring bag.
Nice leather.
Nice leather bag with probably some dice belonging in it. We're going to... Oh, is this like The Price is Right too? Where's Bob? We got to get the thing where you reach in and get the chips.
Reach in.
No. Do it. Go, Bob. You do it, Bob.
Bobcat.
Okay. Which one was that?
That was the first one.
Okay.
Whatever the first one was. Imagining a place she'd like to be.
Try to picture she would like to be. Turn to page 93.
Oh, gosh. That's going to be the wrong. We're going to die. All right. What page is this we made this choice at? I'm sorry.
I found it by pure accident. 82.
82. All right, go.
You remember all of the places great Aunt Celia has been. You think of an imaginary land with the mountains of the Himalayas, the jungles of Borneo,
we're dead.
And a nice little house with a herb garden. You make it really imaginary. To make it really imaginary, you throw in some unicorns.
That's it. We're dead.
The pit of your stomach starts to feel funny, as if you were a little in too fast of an elevator. You concentrate with all of your might. Mountains form in front of your eyes. In the distance is a green blur that could be a jungle. At the foot of the mountains appears a little house. You go to the house and knock on the door. You look all around, but there doesn't seem to be anyone living inside of it. If you decide to enter the house, turn to page 114. If you decide to go home and try again to look for Aunt Celia, turn to page 41.
I want to go home.
I think we screwed up.
I want to go home.
Going back?
I'm scared, so let's go home.
41. That's page 93.
Is that? Oh, wait. So page 93 is where we were at? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we went back home.
I want to go home.
I think we should do Aunt Celia. Oh, no. What happened?
Oh, Matt.
All right, let's do it. Let's die.
Aunt Celia doesn't seem to be in this world, so you close your eyes and you picture the hallway in the real house. The bottom drops out of your stomach again, and then you can see the staircase and the umbrella stand, and you're back in Great Aunt Celia's house. That's what you think. Then you look out the window. Walking down the street are a pair of giant green lizards wearing pink sneakers. You're in another one of the lands of never. You must not have pictured the hallway exactly right. You better try again. This may take a while, or it may take forever. This may take a while, or it may take forever. But as your Great Aunt Celia always used to say, if a thing's worth doing, it's worth doing well, or you'll never get home. The end.
F.
We died.
All right, folks. We'll see you next time.
Straight up
on Saturday
morning Samoflange.